Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a week since we got Arcadia, or since Arcadia came to the game. And my chair's too high. There we go. So this is going to be my post-launch, post-release summary of Arcadia. So now that we've got to play around with her. So let's click on this really quick. Let's move my head quick before we miss it. Eyes up front, boys. All right. So, you know, I was excited for a hunter to come into game. You know, the cinematic's cool. She looks cool. I like the demoness thing. I like the Lilith type horns and stuff. But aesthetics aside, is she good? Is she bad? Is she just meh? Okay. So let's try to hash this out. So I do have some footage saved for you. So I'm not going to go through her kit. I'm not going to deep dive her. Her kit did have some anti-tank synergy. It had some fear involved. And we all hoped that she would help make hunters counter tanks again. Now, what she is she is a damage beast. She's pretty much, if you're going to go for her, and if you really want to use her and you want to get the most out of her, you do kind of have to X30 her to really feel the impact that she can bring. If your hunters suck, if you don't have a good hunter team, which she's not really plug and play. She kind of has to run with the other hunters to really gain the benefits that they bring, and so that you can really feel the impact of her kit. So if your hunters suck, don't go for her. Just get a copy of her. You can develop her down the road. Is she good? She's okay. She's just getting an okay rating for me 1 week out. So let's go directly to the footage now. So hunters are kind of niche in this game. They're really not used in many places. Of course, that the game wants you to use her in the current endless battles, which she has 20% bonus points. Just bear with me as I'm turning my music back up. There we go. And my chair's broken. Okay. So what you're seeing on screen right now is Molten Abyss. I don't have footage of her in the endless battles, but I do have a video highlighting that battle itself. You can go to that video and you can look at the damage numbers and see how she performs there. So this is Molten Abyss. This is one of the other only... It's not... You can use assassins on it, though, but it was made for hunters. And I do run the hunters, so I'm going to run you through the gear right now. This is the team that I run. So Rebecca is X30. She's running bug gear in this fight. Emma is also X30. She's running bug gear in this fight. Rosaris is running bug gear. She's also X30. And then right there, here's kind of the gear set that you wanna build on her, and the gear set hasn't changed since her launch. So she does want an Unleashed set or a Gluttony set if you can't do it. But if you run a Gluttony set, you're gonna be missing out a little bit of attack speed. You can go watch my deep dive to understand exactly how attack speed works in her kit. But Unleashed is really the ideal set for her. And then you want to run a Sun Signet set because she is a crit rate based unit. So you do want to have a crit rate up from like 75 to 90% from your gear, because then you get another 9.5% from talents. So this is mine. She's summit level 108. You can kind of see that under my head. She's X30. She's got good gear, right? Oh, and there is sound here. Okay, well, let me hit a button. There we go. So oh yeah, and here I'm going through the gear right now for you. So there it is. There's a lot of crit rate. You want to look for crit rate, attack speed, and attack, and then crit damage. So let's fast forward because the assassin fight goes really, really quick, and the assassin fight means nothing. Go back to the beginning. Okay. Turn this down. Now, I'm going to get rid of my head so you can see the damage numbers. And I'm going to turn this down even more. So you see, she is a damage beast. Like, Rebecca and Ryzeris is Immo 5. And Arcadia will completely outshine her in the damage department. Now, Arcadia is a weird mix of single target and AoE. Like that, her ultimate is basically an AoE, but it's in a path, kind of like Nagrama, until you X30 her. Then it's going to have the 3 big different paths, and they do a lot of damage. And I think that this is one hero, and I kind of said it already, but you almost have to X30 her to get the use out of her. Now, I'm not going to let you guys suffer through watching this entire fight because it takes forever, but the damage meter distribution pretty much stays the same the whole time. Now, I know you can use assassins on this fight. You can get it down a little faster, but this is a hunter dungeon. This is hunter specific content. So I felt that I kind of had to show you guys how she performed with other hunters in content that it was developed for them. And she does quite well. Like, if you look at the damage meter again, we're going to just harp on this one more time. Rebecca, of course, is the standout. You know, I think that Rebecca is still the first and most important hunter out of the group. And then it's going to be Arcadia, then Ryzeris. So, interesting to note, though, Emma is almost keeping up with Ryzeris. But then again, Ryzeris is an AoE type hunter. So, we're not going to make you suffer through all of that. That's pretty much just it, though. So, how is she performed there? Not bad. Not bad. Whoa. Okay. All right. So, this is high-end story. It's too quiet. So I did test the mode in high-end story, and I was surprised they can win, but they're basically making use of their fear mechanics. So bring in Miranda, right? Miranda buffs up hunters. Whoa, let's go big, and you can kind of see how they perform in PvE non-dungeon setting. Like, you know, everybody's running away. Ha ha ha. That's funny. You see, her damage jumped way out there. Like, she does do a metric butt ton of damage. Again, Rebecca, the standout. You know, hunters, they got a cool little system where they're really high damage, but they're really squishy, and they kind of got to rely on fear and knockback to keep everybody at bay. In a situation where you're going up against a bunch of NPCs or like in PvP. And you see, again, Rebecca, the standout, but Arcadia, she's not too shabby, not too shabby. She almost died there, and then she did die, but then she does have a revive, so that is handy in PvE. So that's high-end story. They were able to push 1. I didn't push them that further, but she does get some bonus points for being able to compete, like the whole team for being able to compete at that high of a level. Let's turn the music back on. Okay, now this last thing I want to show you guys is really the probably the most important part. All right, open, and this is what makes her more. This is what I like. This is what is most important to me in regards to Arcadia, and whether or not she's good or not, or best or bust, as I said in my This Week in Eternal Evolution with Vet Aaron Gaming. Okay, so this is PvP. So when I made my initial deep dive video of Arcadia, I said she was very, very meh, right? Very, very meh. There we go. We need some sound. And I was mostly disappointed by the fact that they didn't beat tanks when I thought that they were going to. Now, there are a couple different variations. I do believe the content creator's name is Red Sonya. He re-geared his Rebecca completely different. I think maybe a couple of the hunters completely different, and they were all in resonance sets, really, really speed sets, and that worked. But I'm gonna show. I don't want to get into the nuts and bolts of how this works. I just want you guys to see how this works, and see that it does work. So this is a 6.3 million tank team. The typical team with Miranda. Whoa, loud noises. So there's the issue, or the issue always was Panda getting chucked in the back, and Panda would just kill Rebecca, and the team would fall apart. So if you just look at the damage meter, yeah, Arcadia's doing well, right? She is going to do well. She's going to do damage. Each of these paths hits for 9 times, and it will push back when it hits. Now, all I had to do, like, you see, there is no Miranda on this team. I put in Ares because, the Vanguard team does kind of suck. And Ares does have some survivability. He's going to bounce all over the place. The tanks are going to chase him. But really, you're really kind of relying on Rez here to basically dick with the enemy's turn meter, because he is going to negate some of Panda's turn meter. And instead of relying on Miranda here to try to shield them and hope that they survived, which they don't, you're going to have Rez in here that's going to counteract Panda. So watch Rez to Rebecca, and then Rebecca's going to kill Panda before Panda can go off. And Panda's dead. And now the hunters work. And as soon as you negate that first Teresh throw, the hunters do what the hunters did before Teresh. They're just going to sit here, they're going to pound away, and they're going to kill. And they're dead. So, yeah, it does work. And look at that guy was a Summit Arena winner. He was a Season 6 winner. So, here we go. Another one. This is a little bit lesser team. It's 5.6, but I wanted to show you another team. There you go. Panda, chuck to the back. And then Rebecca, pew, 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 pew. And I think Ares is going to yank him out of here. No, I don't know what Ares is doing down there. And see, Panda actually got off there, but he still died. And now we're just the two. So this is really going to highlight Arcadia. Just the two, and she's able just to outperform. Just sitting there, just peppering people. Yeah. She's good. She's okay. She's all right. She does great things on a 100 team. Again, this one's 5.5. So keep that in mind. This is a punch down. But it is your typical tank team, right? Now, I will say that this strat doesn't work if the enemy also has a res, because then you're basically just canceling out each other's turn meter manipulation, and then Panda does Panda things. He goes back there, and he basically just kills everybody. But if you run into tank teams without a res, then here you go. Here's a tank counter. Because up till now, all we had was like a Caraxi assassin team and a better tank team that countered tanks. And I think I go back to Genghis one last time. We'll see. Because he is like one of the best tank teams on my friends list. So there he is. So, because, yeah, 6.3, 6 million. So this is a punch up. You see Teresh 120, Panda 120, Wami 120, Zeta 90, and then he's even got a hyper evolved Miranda who's X30, and I'm assuming the whole team is X30. But so is mine, and you can kind of see my gear sets. You do have to have res in a resonant set, but then I'm running all of these. None of these are in resonant. They're all in their damage sets. So let's watch it one more time. And a tip that one of my guildmates said was run Dark Summit. Because Dark Summit, what it gives the hunters is it gives them a 30% chance to inflict an extra 3% of the enemy's max HP as damage. And tanks, they got a lot of HP. So, and the hunters deload so much attacks that it actually equals a lot more damage. So there's a little pro tip for you too. Yeah, Dark Summit, go figure. So let's watch this one more time before we wrap it up. Panda throw. So everyone did get stunned. They all got stunned, but since we got Rez back there, he's just dicking with Panda's turn meter. And Panda's not going to get off before Rebecca. And that spells trouble. So Panda actually got off on this one, but he still died. And Ares was up here just like keeping all of the other tanks just kind of occupied. You do have to have Ares in his survivability set. But, yeah, now Ares died. But now the tanks, or the hunters, are just going to do what hunters do. They're just going to keep everyone at bay. They're not going to get close, and they're all just going to die. Yeah, Wami, you got to get close to me to hit me, buddy. Boom, and bye, Wami. All right, cool. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'd say that kind of sums up, in a nutshell, everything I wanted to say about Arcadia. Let's get my face back here. 1, she's hot as hell. 2, she does, at X30 Hyper Evolved, she does a lot of damage. Ton of damage. Like, not as good as Rebecca, but she is a damage powerhouse. But keep in mind, she's also an AoE. She did top some damage meters in AoE situations, but when it comes to single target, Rebecca's got her all day. The Hunter team's okay. They don't really have a dedicated frontliner. I still think that the team is missing like a Dorley type hunter or something. A hunter with like a pet that jumps back and then peppers, but the pet is basically Doragon that tanks. You know, if you can get off an initial stun right off the bat up front, that could also slow down the tanks. I think that team really needs one more good hunter, because if you think about it, like, the summoner team has 5 good summoners. The tank team has 4 good tanks. The assassin team runs 4 assassins. Really, we're almost getting to the point where we're running all of the same class on a team and a support or something else. So I think that would, if we get one more unit like that, that could really elevate this team and make it the actual tank counter. Until then, you're just kind of relying on the gimmick that is res in PvP, but it is very, very impressive that the hunter team can beat high-end tank teams. Again, if they put res on that team, it screws it up, because then you got to run Becca in a resonant set to beat Panda, because it's all about, if you beat Panda and you kill Panda, it's game over. Hunters are going to win. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to give her a score out of, let's just say a score out of 1 to 10. I'm going to give her a 7. If 0 is bust, if 10 is OP, and 5 is just meh, she's better than meh. So I'm giving her a 7 out of 10. Because hunters are cool and they should be cooler. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to kind of basically sum up my post-release summary on Arcadia. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. Word of the day is hunters. Just straight up there, because this is a hunter video. Put hunters down in the comments. I'll know you made it to the end of the video, and I'll thank you profusely. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, cheers, peace, bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.